You know, there is a lot of murdered drones OCs in the fanbase. Some of the OCs are interesting. However, what really concerns me is the names of the OCs. First, let's do a quick recap of what an OC is. OC stands for Original Creation. If you don't know, you create a character that no one will make and call it an original creation. The OC doesn't matter if it applies to other fan bases. If you have a primary OC, then you can have a lot of styles in it. You also should know the series Murdered Drones is. I did a recap in the previous video of it. Here is the whole thing about it. Turn down your speed to 0.25 times the speed because unironically, I'm doing an experiment if this exploit works. Now you should be more educated enough what murdered drones is. Now, let's get into the point in this video. Usually, murder drones OCs can be interesting, depends on the quality. That also applies to every OC no matter the fandom is. Let's do some measurements. When I looked into this fandom, majority of the OCs is disassembly drones and the minority of worker drones and miscellaneous. That's because the disassembly drones have a lot of abilities than the worker drones. They have weapons in their arsenal, and can also fly in fast speeds. The worker drones don't have these abilities. That's why there's less worker drones OCs in the fandom. There's another difference between these drones, the names. Let me give you some explanation about it. Usually, murder drones OC names can depend if it's unique. In the disassembly drone's name, it only has one letter, simply just the name, N. Then you have the worker drones names following the ordinary logic of naming someone in real life. People observe the concept and say that they will follow the one-letter name concept to name their murder drone's serial designation OC. The worker drones naming concept is pretty easy. However, if you search up a simple search on Google of murder drones OCs, the first OC will pop up as serial designation A. This OC is created by the user named Marchedello. This OC was popular in the old times in the fandom and raised some eyebrows to the people. I will also explain what these OCs are in a future video. Now, going back to the point, second one is K69. A second legendary OC created by MurderBots69. The OC isn't in the simple search, but will still be in the fame of the OCs. Now, fast forwarding to today where the murder drones OC names come in hand. Similar names of serial designation names. In the present day, there's a lot of murdered drones OCs to name of. Some of the names are similar to the other. Some examples like serial designation B, Z, S, etc. It is because there is one character in them. What I mean by character is letters, symbols, and digits. The perfect examples are serial designation 8, pi, 1, etc. There are 26 letters in the English alphabet, 10 digits in the numbering system, and a lot of symbols. I think people used all of the 26 letters of the alphabet than just thinking something ahead. Speaking of thinking something ahead, there is non-examples of rather than just single character names. Examples like serial designation LR, CR9, minus, max, etc. These are more creative names than just a simple traditional single-letter names to a disassembly drone. I don't know for you guys, but is it starting to become non-unique because of similar names? I'm pretty sure in my opinion. When people use the same name too much, no matter if it is just a coincidence, it will slowly become non-unique. Some people don't care if they've seen similar names, and that's fine. I may sound that I care in the whole video, but I don't care if they're too similar. I just like to point it out anyways. You may start questioning at this point. Before you ask a question, let me give you some situation. Take it like this. Say you like serial designation B. You will mention like a couple of them, bringing up some confusion into the play. Confusion can be a problem, but there is a counter to it. Take back this scene earlier. You will have to be more specific enough to remove the confusion. Now, on to the conclusion. Sometimes, similar names can be confusing and a hassle. You will have to be specific enough to counter the confusion. In this case, I have never seen a fandom that has the most similar names than the rest of the fandoms. To conclude this, I will have to suggest to be more creative on names and be less confusing to others. If you have more creativeness in your head and figure out an interesting name, then it would be more unique than the others. Either way, single-letter names are way too common in the Murder Drones fandom today. Anyways, thanks for watching. Goodbye.